This is the Kazdoy Closet. I'm Kazdoy. That's my closet full of all the stuff that I love. And today we're going to look at this box set from Radiance called Daiei Gothic. This little slip comes off here like that. And there's the side and there's the back. These are 3 seminal films on 3 different discs featuring influential stories that set the template basically for several plays, several films, and eventually J-horror. Let's check it out. Now, before we get into each film individually, a few general remarks about this set. Daiei refers to the name of the studio. All 3 films are in Japanese with English subtitles, and they're all region A and B. They're all in color and 90 minutes or less. All 3 have a consistent look and color scheme and atmosphere to them, despite having 3 different directors. So my assumption is that was sort of a studio decision, and that's very cool. Most importantly, these are really ghost stories, and even veering into folk horror more than they are gothic horror. So even though it says Daiei Gothic, you'll notice on the back at the top it says Japanese ghost stories. So I'm not sure why they decided to go with gothic, but there you have it. Each disc has at least 2 extra features on it. They range about 20 minutes each. They're all very good. There's reversible artwork for each of the Blu-ray cases, and an 80-page perfect bound book, which looks like this. And this book has some background information about these films and this genre in general. And it has a couple of short stories as well. And there's also this hard box, of course. A little background information regarding the films themselves. Ghost stories were part of the essential fabric of Japan. The earliest beliefs were that spirits inhabit everything. Rocks, rivers, lakes, mountains, and even the deceased. These are stories of horror, tragedy, and moral retribution. And J-horror, which came along later, of course, focuses more on atmospheric tension and psychological horror than these do. The first film in this set is The Ghost of Yatsuya from 1959. This is about a samurai who grows distant from his wife. She's getting quite ill, and then he gets the attention of this wealthy man's daughter who plots to kill his wife. Soon enough, the wife returns from the grave as a disfigured ghost, and she's out to get revenge against these two. This is really a foundational Japanese ghost story. It's been adapted many times in films, plays, even in anime. It set the template really for stories in which the ghost is out for revenge. So this is kind of like the OG, you might say. It influenced J-horror quite a bit, which of course came along a lot later. It's a bit melodramatic, I thought, for the first, say, 2/3. Think of sort of like kabuki-style theater. We see the ghost's face, but only gradually. First, we see other people reacting to her face. Then finally, we see her face, and it becomes more and more disfigured and bloody as the film goes on. So my rating for this one, I'm going to wait till the end of this episode to give you my ratings for these films. The second film in this set is The Snow Woman from 1968. This is about 2 woodsmen who are caught in a snowstorm, so they spend the night in this lodge, and the female spirit arrives and takes the life of the older man, spares the life of the young man, only on the condition that he never tells anybody what happened. Kind of reminds me of some myths, especially the Greek myths, like the Orpheus myth, where one can't look back on the other one as the person goes into the underworld. That's kind of like the rule. They always have rules, right? You can't do this or that, or else it violates everything. And the surviving man, he goes on to marry this beautiful woman, but she does have a dark secret. I think this is the best film in the set. It's well-paced, it's atmospheric, very dreamlike and surreal at certain moments. Very effective soundtrack, though it begins with this shrieking sound. And I was watching this with my Apple AirPods in my ears, almost blew my eardrums out. So be aware of that. The snow scenes are shot on a soundstage, not on a location. So it has kind of this eerie hyper reality to it in a way that I thought was very effective. It's almost like fantasy or dreamlike. By the way, why are the ghosts female in so many of these films? Well, because women had a lower status in Japanese society. They're seen as weaker, so it's a lot scarier for a woman to get revenge, to attack other men, than it would be for a man to do that. The final film on this set is The Bride from Hades from 1968. Again, we have a samurai who is visited one night by this lovely woman who pleads with him to marry her because otherwise she's condemned to life in a brothel. So he's infatuated with her and does marry her, but gradually discovers that she also has a dark secret. This, I thought, was the most interesting and impressive film in the set as far as visuals and special effects are concerned. This one really veers into folk horror, I thought, even more so than the other two films. Several film versions were made of this, including a Russian film called Vi, that some of you may be familiar with. It's another example of living people who die with grudges and become ghosts. So think of that J-horror film, The Grudge, for example. This is the only one, though, with characters in kind of this subplot who provide some comic relief. I wasn't too crazy about that. I wish they had kept it on the more serious tone that most of the film is, but it was still entertaining. I was okay with it. So as far as ratings go, I'm going to give 4.5 ghosts to The Snow Woman. I thought that was the strongest one overall in the set. And then for the other two, I'm going to give 4 ghosts. But for this set overall, I'm going to give a big 5 ghosts. I think it's one of the best box sets of the year, 2024. So if you like Japanese films, if you like ghost stories, horror films, I think you're really going to enjoy this one. So feel free to leave a comment or suggestion down below. Leave a thumbs up. Don't leave a thumbs down. Subscribe would be great. Share this with your friends and neighbors. Subscribing is free. Also free is we're on Letterboxd under the Kazdoy Closet. There's a link down below how to get to that. And we recently posted short reviews of Gladiator 2 and Cuckoo and Carry On and Alien Romulus, so check that out. That's free. What's not free is my ebook is available. It's True Tales from the Teacher Trenches, the ups and downs of 32 years of teaching high school English, and it's available at Amazon.com. It's for your Kindle. If you don't have a Kindle, you can use the free Kindle app on any device of your choice, and that ebook will set you back $1.99. So check that out. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching this episode. See you next time.